Hello YouTube! Welcome! This is my last update video covering the last quarter, winter, of the first year of my aquaculture greenhouse, December of 2024 through February of 2025. After this, I'll pop in with occasional updates, but only when new additions or events occur. So, to recap, spring of 2024 started out a bit on the cool side, but was mostly ideal for all plants and fish. Growth was very good. Summer was great for the first half, like spring, but at its peak it became too hot for shrimp and a few of the fish. For everything that could handle the heat, it was great. Fall was not too bad, but had both hot and cold snaps back to back, which was stressful for a few of the fish, and the shade from the trees persisted for a long time after the temperature dropped, which was not great for plant growth. But overall, fall was good. As for winter, well, let's talk about it. In December, outdoor temperatures ranged from 80 to 30 degrees, but most days were between 65 and 45. On most days, the greenhouse stayed between 65 to 75 degrees, dipping down into the low 60s at night, and water temperatures hovered around 65. In early December, many of the plants were sold off at the Houston Expo, and I didn't re-add them until the new year, so I don't really have much to say about plant growth for December. On the 12th, I had my first real damage to the greenhouse. Many branches have fallen over the past year, some of them quite large, without causing any problems. But this one hit on end, skewering the greenhouse and punching right through the plastic. I removed the branch and taped up the hole with some 3-inch box tape. I may need to replace the patch a few times, but for now, it seems pretty sturdy, and it's air and watertight. On the 15th, a few young pygmy killifish and pygmy sunfish were spotted in the bins. They looked to be several weeks old and had likely hatched around Thanksgiving, so in the late fall. All of the fish appear to be holding up well, despite the few small cold snaps. January was much colder, with outdoor temperatures dropping from 65 to below 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Starting the second week of January, we had several solid weeks of cold, with outdoor temperatures as low as 18, and often barely reaching into the low 40s as a high. With the supplemental heater, the greenhouse appeared to stay above 40 all month, making it to over 70 degrees when the sun was shining. But there were still several 2 to 3 day runs where it was overcast or snowing and below and or near freezing all day. Water temperatures dropped down to the low 40s, which is too cold. None of the tropical fish, like the Endlers and Guppies, survived. The Florida natives, the pygmy killifish and sunfish, seem to have died off also, though they're hard to spot and they might have just been hiding. Even some of the plants suffered. Many of the pothos lost their leaves, and the bacopa died back to just the stems near the water. Oddly, the coleus and bloodleaf kept the foliage above the water, but the roots and stems in the water died. Fortunately, the ricefish survived without any signs of distress, and the moena are still doing well. February started off nice, with hopes that the extreme cold was over. I added plants back to the greenhouse and started prepping for spring, and then it hit with the cold again. The middle half of the month included 2, 3 or more day runs with lows down in the teens and 20s. Like before, it was just too cold for the plants. Fortunately, I hadn't added more fish yet. Around Valentine's Day, I added a weather station with 3 water temperature probes. This allows me to get charts and see exactly what's happening. More data helps a lot. Looking at the charts, one thing that surprised me is that the water heats up way faster than it cools. However, when the outdoor temperatures stay below 30 for 2 days in a row and then drop down into the teens, it still gets really cold in there. The bins on the end heat and cool faster than the ones in the middle, and the much larger water volume of the IBC totes causes them to heat and cool the slowest. The larger IBC tote only dropped to a low of 43, but a few of the bins went down to 35 during that last cold snap. I'm pretty sure this happened in January also, but I didn't have the equipment to see it. Between the heater and the water bins, the greenhouse only dropped to 33 even when it was only 14 outside. But that's still really cold, and it explains why most of the fish and plants suffered. In summary, both January and February this year were too cold, making the greenhouse unusable for many of the fish and plants I want to keep. However, the ricefish seem to handle it fine, so I may pivot to more of them. Also, the Florida natives actually did okay. I eventually spotted at least 1 pygmy sunfish and 1 flagfish. The water is a bit green and the pygmies are small, so hopefully there's more in there. Also, my moss experiment did okay, though the much lower humidity of the cold managed to dry out 2 of the bins a bit, and there wasn't much growth. For next winter, I'll need to either add more heat, insulation, or I'll need to avoid having tropical fish or plants out there for a few months. Going forward, a few of the other things I may try next winter include adding some in-tank water heaters to the end bins, upgrading to a much more powerful diesel heater for the greenhouse, adding some bubble wrap insulated tarp to the greenhouse, or adding some insulation to the outside edges of the bins, particularly the ones on the ends. I believe the rapid heating of the end bins may be due to the sunlight on the black surface, so some reflective cover may be a good provision to try this summer. I also plan to install a mist cooling system this summer, now that I know that the peak heat is too much for some of the fish. I'll drop an update after I implement any of that and have tested it out, let you know how well it works, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. In the meantime, I'll be restocking the greenhouse with more fish and plants in anticipation of these ideal spring conditions. So, please post any suggestions or questions you may have down in the comments. Click like if you like this and subscribe to see more. And until next time, thanks for watching.